Hi, good morning to you, and welcome to our Fox 11 Newsroom Hangout on Air. It's me, Maria, and Tony, with his ink gunner glasses, and we're having a good old joyful time here at Fox
We are
11
having a
News.
nice time, aren't we?
We have had quite a morning already. Tony and I have gotten into it.
We did. We got into a big fight.
Discussion this morning. I say discussion. You see, he says fight. Who
Well,
is the instigator? We will go over some of the issues that are at hand.
And let me just say this.
What?
Maria started the fight.
I did not.
Why do you always think of Maria, Tony?
I know. Thank you for
She did
defending me.
because she started the fight.
Oh,
I don't believe you.
Joining us in our hangout, you may know this because I did put out the message, but one of the stars of the Blacklist is here today. Her name is
Yay.
Megan Boone.
Can you tell who's excited about Megan's appearance in the hangout?
Yeah.
I'm excited too, but I'm not going to go, woo!
Because Nick, you're not a woo type person. That's why.
You knows
Not
how
generally,
Oh,
no.
yes. we love the Blacklist, and I have a question for Megan as well. So
Oh, yeah.
I have
use
about
her
50. I just have to choose which one.
all the time.
All right, well, one at a time. We'll do it for sure.
I'm gonna go first.
I want to welcome Ayub and Ihsan from Pakistan. I want to get that right because last time I said the wrong city or
Wrong country.
well, yeah, he's from Pakistan. I'm from England, but yeah.
One of those Middle Eastern countries.
Oh, ow.
Oh.
It's the way you said it. Ayub and Ihsan from Pakistan. It sounds like we're both from there. That's all.
That's similar. Yeah, Nick, and of course Tony. So here's why Tony and I were so in this
Why Maria was so
Fight.
worked up.
Well, first of all, there's a big brouhaha right now about a YouTube video that has been shared, and this young woman, her name is Emily, she's 25 years old, and she has shared on YouTube her experience with abortion, meaning pre-abortion. She goes into the clinic, she goes and she shows you part of, yes?
Can I use that graphics tool?
Oh, yes. Okay, let me get my little text up. I'm sorry, I forgot to do that. Okay, I'll do that in just 1 second. Carl's Jr. Okay, hold on. Let me get that. Anyway, Tony, finish explaining, and I gotta fix this really quick.
What she does is she
doesn't show the whole
basically records her abortion and she shares it on YouTube. Now you don't see, it's not graphic.
No, you don't see the procedure.
You don't actually see the procedure, but basically you know it's happening as you're watching it on YouTube. And so you know, we got into a big discussion about how appropriate that is.
So the video, not the image exactly, but then you know it's shooting, and then the audio is like the whole process.
No, it's clear. It's clear. It's happening. It's clear. It's happening, and you hear her.
Not that clear, but you
oh
hear
no,
it.
it's clear. And hear her description of what's going on while this is happening.
Like running commentary.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's a quick procedure, and
What was the end result that she wanted to get for sharing this video?
Exactly. See, Kim, that is exactly my central question here.
Here was her, and I'm not defending the act of the. I'm not defending anyone here. I am just merely speaking.
Let's talk about this. We're not talking about being pro-choice or pro-life.
It was just.
I don't think that's.
We're talking about the oversharing on social media issue.
Yeah.
Yes, we're talking about.
What's the intention? What's the purpose?
On social media.
What was the intention? Now let me just set it up for you, okay? She's 25 years old. And there's actually been discussion about the fact that she was an actress or was pursuing a career in acting back in the day.
Right, and to me that also goes into the mix.
Yes.
Yeah.
She went through this whole self-analysis. Anyway, she ended up working at a clinic where they counsel and perform abortions as well as counsel women about Planned Parenting. She found herself in a situation where she got pregnant. She had unprotected sex and got pregnant. She chose to terminate her pregnancy. Through her experience working in the clinic, she felt that there was this stigma put on by society on women about guilt and terminating their pregnancies. So she wanted to dispel that stigma a little bit, and she wanted to share the experience. It is not. She wanted to share that it was not painful necessarily, that there was no guilt involved in her decision. She had an informed and educated decision. That was what she was trying to convey. And I have no problem with her doing that.
I do.
There's
think
so many ugly things on
the,
YouTube.
I think the way that
and
doesn't make it right.
And beautiful things.
I think the way that it was done, it was exploitative. I think that she wanted attention and she got plenty of it. I don't believe if her real motive was to educate that we needed to see her actually having
How do you know that wasn't her real motive?
If that were her real motive, I don't think that we needed to necessarily see her actually having the procedure. To me, the most difficult part of going through it is the process of deciding that you're going to do it.
There goes Tony. He's talking on and on and on again still about what we were discussing earlier.
You guys crack me up when y'all fight.
So when you said brouhaha, you meant that.
YouTube.com/.
I didn't realize we were on camera.
You're doing my hashtag.
Please.
Tony Marie.
Tony, you get me so riled up.
Tony Maria fight. So that's your hashtag.
Yeah. So my point is to me, first of all, I don't see what actually showing her in the operating room and going through the procedure is going to do in terms of educating anyone about the procedure itself. I mean, that's something, if a woman is considering that, and I think it's a very serious decision.
Of course, any surgical procedure is serious.
I think it's a very serious decision. I think it is a very personal decision between a woman and her doctor. It is a very private decision. I think it can be, not necessarily, but it can be a very agonizing decision. And I think that it is something that should be between a woman and her doctor, and it is not appropriate, I think, to put that kind of footage on YouTube. I just do not believe that is where it belongs.
Tony, why?
Tony, let me say something here, and I really don't want to offend you. I respect your opinion on this.
I respect your opinion too, Tony.
I respect you as a person, or as a human being, but right now you seem very, very old-fashioned.
Yes.
If I can come to Tony's defense.
In that, hold on. In that, kids today live life a lot more online and a lot more out there than kids when we were younger.
But are you
even when I was younger? And the thing is, hold on. Let me just finish this up. Tony. Then I will gladly cede the floor to you. Okay. Now, kids these days are shocked everywhere. They're shocked on TV. They're shocked in school. They're shocked in the news. They're shocked everywhere. The shock tactics are there, and they're there to stay. For now, at least. And if you are going to educate a kid today, it has to be graphic education. You have to see what is happening. If they don't see it, they won't believe it.
But here's the thing: we didn't see it. So what was the point?
Well, her point.
You saw her reactions.
No, Ayub, let me address Ayub's point of view. Let me tell you what is shocking and graphic and is much more illustrative of what you're talking about, Ayub. If you want to convey to kids that they shouldn't drink and drive, and you show them a horrific crash and the aftermath of that crash and body parts lying across the highway, that's fine. Because you are doing a greater good, and you are informing them of something that could endanger public safety. This is something completely different. This is a very private.
It is exactly, Tony. It is, and it seems to me that you think that the video should have shown more against.
No, I don't think that. I think that the video should have. If you're really interested in educating people about, because let's face it, if you're not really interested in this procedure because you're not considering getting an abortion, then what's your reason for watching the video?
That's her point.
And so if you're interested, well, that's my point. If you're interested because you are seriously considering the procedure, it's the process to me
No.
that is much more
No.
important than actually seeing her in
You're
a
missing the
clinical
point.
setting.
You're missing the point.
Tony, I'm going to then suggest something else, just a slight analogy. Let's just say, if we were going to follow what you say, if we were going to follow that the process and everything is more important than the actual thing happening, then kids wouldn't watch porn. They'd watch romantic teen flicks that don't show anything at the end. But they go straight for the porn.
They actually do watch that stuff.
They do, but first of all,
Exactly. They watch that and then they go watch the porn afterwards.
They actually
First
watch
of all-
it. It's called Twilight, and
First of all,
millions of kids go and
no,
watch
no,
it.
no. Girls, millions of girls and women, mind you. First of all, the video was not graphic at all, and you have to remember the context of the video. It was within the context of her essay, and the essay talked about her experience coming to that decision, going through the procedure, and the end. That was in its entirety. I have to give Nate.
Okay, no.
Nate?
Let me just add one thing. I wasn't
Nate.
talking about it being
Nate.
graphic. I wasn't talking about it being graphic. I was just saying that.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I have to let Nate speak.
Thank you, Maria. So, I mean, isn't really the ultimate issue, is this appropriate and was it done in good taste? Because clearly it doesn't violate any terms of service of YouTube, so the video's up there to stay. So isn't the ultimate issue, is this appropriate and was it tasteless? I think the answer to those are, well, personally, I haven't seen the video, so I don't know. Links? But, I mean, does that sound fair? Is that the ultimate question? We're not talking about is abortion right or wrong. We're not talking about what is or is not allowed. I think we're really talking about the appropriateness and the tastefulness or tactfulness of this.
Yes,
Well,
and it becomes
and
personal at that point.
And to that end,
I'll try
and
to find
I
the
did
link.
not see the entire
You did not
video. I
see
only
it.
saw clips. But one of the things that was part of the discussion was her very cavalier attitude about it.
Well, again, it's subject to your interpretation. She was conveying.
I'm pregnant. I'm going to get an abortion.
Well, she didn't say it quite like that. You're exaggerating. You're exaggerating. Let's send the link to you guys.
Can I say something being the lone woman?
Yes,
Please.
Besides
Okay.
Maria?
Besides myself.
Yeah, I said besides Maria. The question I asked at the beginning, what was the end result that she wanted to achieve by doing this? That's one of the questions I have. The second question is, did she do it from the perspective of getting the 15 minutes of fame, or did she do it from wait, let me finish.
Stop it.
Let me finish. Did she do it from a 15-minute of fame standpoint, or did she do it to educate women about abortion?
She wanted to educate.
If she wanted to educate women about abortion,
I put the link.
then, and I haven't seen the video, then there are ways you can go about it without trying to seems like
Without being exploitative.
the frame. That's what it sounds like. She wanted her 15 minutes of fame, along with dressing it up in, this is an educational video. I haven't seen it. After I see it, and I probably won't watch the whole thing.
How long is it?
It's about 10 minutes, I think. I don't have the link to the video. I have the link to her essay, and I don't know if the link to the video.
Because it sounds a lot like what Monica Lewinsky is doing. She all of a sudden coming out these many years later saying, I want to clear the record.
No. Hang on. Let me give you the link to the actual video.
Oh yeah, there's a Vimo. I've got it too. Yeah.
It actually sounds like
This is the link that she put in. Yeah.
You see, the reason for filming, like as it happened, even though not showing anything graphic, to me would be, a lot of people who would be considering an abortion, Tony, may think that the process itself is painful.
Yes.
And if it is shown in video form that it's not painful, then that is also educational. It gives them facts rather than fiction.
But no.
Yes.
See, my problem with that is that everybody's experience is not the same, and sometimes it can be. And so what you need to do is you go to a healthcare professional who explains everything to you.
Again, Tony,
not a video that's going to exploit the process.
Again, if you read her essay and watch the video, she clearly says that after counseling with professionals, she came to this decision, made the decision, and you see her from beginning to end within the essay and within the
So-
video together.
So what's the point of showing it?
So the point is, she is showing her perspective and her point of view. Not everyone has the same point of view and perspective. She's showing hers. So one size is
But
not
why?
fit all. Why? Because it might do well for someone considering the procedure. That might help them, or afterwards to
Or it may
maybe
help her
relate
become
to
more
what
well known.
Why do you're so cynical? You have
Well,
been in this
really,
business for
I'm
so
cynical.
long.
Tony.
No, I think
To
I
answer-
agree with. I have to add this. I think I have the same sense of. I just watched 1/3 of the video. I have the same sense of Tony as
Wait,
to her seeking or potentially seeking of fame. And also on a note that Tony said about the way she started the video, she did seems a lot more
Cavalier.
cavalier, maybe the very stronger word, but very light-hearted way, like cheerful almost way of.
She can't
talking
stop
about leading the
smiling.
video.
Well, to take Kim's questions, I'd say, what's wrong with both? What's wrong with trying to educate and get the views? Because if you get the views, you reach more people.
Well, here,
I think her ultimate goal was to get the views.
there are layers.
Get the
Look,
fame.
there are different layers on, why people make decisions on what they do. Motivations are driven by certain things. Do you know what I'm saying? It is not clearly just one versus the other. I think she had both, maybe more issues going on there, not just to educate. But the fact of the matter is, she has sparked the conversation. She has shared her point of view, and I think that is no less. How do you say? I'm trying to find my words carefully here. It's no worse than anything else you've seen out there on YouTube.
I don't think saying that it's no worse than anything else you've seen on YouTube makes it valid.
Mhm.
Or means
I just don't think it.
I don't think that's an
this
argument.
kind of reaction.
I do. I think motivation means I think especially in
don't
something
know
so
her
private and so. I think it's I think there's enough out there and if you're going to do that, you should expect.
She did. She fully expected.
Well, so
all
she's
of
getting
the-
exactly what she's
all
what
of
she's
the,
what
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I
if
mean,
she wanted to educate people about this topic in this way, perhaps she should be educated in another forum on how to go about this, because clearly either she doesn't care, which is fine, it's her choice, or she severely needs to be educated on maybe a better way to educate people in this light. Does that make sense?
Listen, this is the age of YouTube. Where does everyone go to get information? We go to Google and YouTube. Come on. This is the best vehicle for her to have this subject talked about. And look at everyone that's talking about it
let me
now.
ask this.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Is this the only place on YouTube where abortion is discussed?
No, of course not.
No,
Okay.
but none of it is discussed with,
And so
should we
why
say,
is this-
video
why-
off an abortion.
Right, because no one thought to actually put the operation on video and then share it with the world.
Yeah.
First of all, you can't. There are rules and regulations.
And
YouTube that you can't do
I
something like
think one of the arguments of those who are pro-choice, and by the way, this has nothing to do
No, we're
this has
not-
nothing to do with pro-life or pro-choice.
No.
But one of the arguments being made by by pro-choice people is that it is a woman's right to do what she wants with her body, and it is a private, personal decision between the woman and her doctor, and this seems to go against all of that.
Listen,
Let-
it was a
let
private
me-
decision for me to go and get my knee surgery, but I went and I videotaped it and I showed it
I
to
don't
the
think
world.
you know
Well-
what
Well,
know-
if I could, my comment wasn't even
I
about
don't think
YouTube.
that's the
I'm
same.
not
I don't think that's
equating
the
the
same.
two,
I don't
but-
think that's
Yeah, I don't think that's the same too. Not in the American context,
but-
definitely.
Why? Because
no because it's,
Well,
Because you guys are very uptight about it.
people don't what? People are divided about how they feel about abortion because of how they feel with their religion.
Well, Maria, except for that last part, you said most of it. Like, my comment wasn't about YouTube. Use YouTube, that's great. comment was specifically about the way she was doing it. How it seems the consensus of, well, half the room at least, is it was really cavalier. So since this is such a hot topic issue, if she doesn't care about reaction, it's her choice, fine, deal with it. But if she does care and it is to truly educate, usually you don't educate by inflaming people. So maybe if her presentation was a little more amiable and not so, hey, I'm getting an abortion, check it out, guys. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, use YouTube, that's fine. But if she wants this reaction, well, she got it. If she wants a little less action and more education, maybe say things in a different way that don't spark so much controversy.
I just wonder how long it'll be before we see her on every talk show in the country.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Tony?
Get Miley Cyrus. I mean, you.
Well, you want this woman compared to Miley Cyrus, really?
I'm just saying.
No, but
How
I have one observation for you, Tony, and it is that if you look for information regarding the process of having an abortion or any other medical procedure for that matter, every single bit of information you'll find will be from doctors, and it will show the procedure, as in what's going on inside the person. It won't show it from the patient's perspective, so nobody will actually see whether the patient is actually experiencing pain, how the patient is reacting to what's happening within them, and all that kind of stuff.
But
so it is useful to have this. I'm just saying, regardless of the presentation, it is useful to have this information.
It's useful to have the information.
Oh, hey, our guest is here.
I think
venue for it.
Hi, James.
You may have to continue.
To be continued, Tony.
I just have to go up after Harry Connick. Okay, I'm good.
Got some time, Maria?
This is Megan. Hold on. 9 o'clock.
Hi, Megan.
Hi.
Good.
Okay, I have a couple of. Okay, I have some time. I just have to right after I think Harry Connick.
Got it. Okay.
Hi.
This is Maria.
Hi. Very nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you. Come join me. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to push all these buttons here. Megan.
Yes.
Megan.
So have they told you a little bit about the hangout?
Yeah, we're gonna hang out.
It's very
basically
casual. It's very informal. It's kind of a behind-the-scenes look at what we do. So
Okay.
It's not like on the set. Well, on the set it's casual and informal too.
Maria,
Are we gonna be eating Carl's Jr. while we do this?
Yeah.
There you go.
I would enjoy that.
We have asked them to please deliver some burgers. Not yet fulfilled that request. Anyway, good morning, you guys. If you're just joining us, hello, YouTubers. We are joined now by Megan Boone, one of your favorites on the show, The Blacklist. I know we have a couple of your big fans here in the Hangout as well. There's up to 9 total in the Hangout. They're totally vetted. They have passed.
I believe in all of you.
Tests.
We believe in you too.
So quickly, I want to introduce you to everybody here. Ayub is from England.
Hi, Ayub.
Now. We have Ihsan, who is in Pakistan.
Hi, Ihsan.
Hi, morning.
Okay. We've got Hector, who is in the Inland Empire.
Hector, what's
John
up?
as
John.
well. Kempton is in Canada.
Hi, Megan.
Kim, Kansas City.
What's up, Kim?
Nate is
Hello.
in Colorado.
Nate.
Nick is in Dallas.
Hey,
Good
Nick.
morning.
And there's us. And YouTubers are watching as well. If you have a question for Megan, just put it in the comments. Okay, so let's start with the Blacklist. Whoa, these guys are huge fans. For those who are not familiar with the show, just quickly give us a brief overview of your character.
Okay,
And,
I play Elizabeth Keene, and Red Reddington is the most dangerous criminal in the world, played by James Spader. And I'm a psychological profiler, and we open on our story. It's my first day working for the FBI, and he's requested to speak only to me and turned himself in. He's one of the top 10 most wanted criminals.
Wow.
And then the show continues to explore our relationship and the mystery behind why he wants me and only me. And sort of dark secrets become uncovered about my life and throughout the series, and we continue to take down these really epic bad guys every week, like really cool villains.
Reminiscent a little bit of what was that movie, Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah, and it's kind of got a
it's like little
24
Clarice.
thing.
Yeah. You guys have some questions, I know, so I'm going to start with who? Kim. Kim, you go first.
I am one of your biggest fans. I'm telling you, that show, you and I talk about it all the time. Okay, my question is this. How did you prepare for the episode where you actually ended up fighting your husband in the series? Because all up until this time, you're supposed to be lovey-dovey and really in love. And then all of a sudden, you had to switch your character to really hate him.
Oh,
How did you make that switch?
Well, I think that it helped a lot that we had that really elaborate fight scene that was kind of like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, where not only were we fighting through like several rooms of the house, but we were actually using the house as a prop in order to tear it apart and sort of symbolically tear apart the home that we both built together. And whenever you do something that's that physical, that kind of emotion automatically comes out. I don't know if you've ever boxed or done some kind of exercise or had a trainer that made you do something really physical that you didn't want to do. It makes you kind of upset, right? So that kind of taps into that very primal feeling, and then it becomes really easy at that point.
Ayub,
thanks, Kim.
You have the next question. Go ahead.
Well, you know, looking at most TV shows, not all but most, the lead woman on the show is typically very over-sexualized and overdone in terms of attractiveness and things like that. Now, Elizabeth isn't. She's very different from all the other characters. And how did you feel about that when you were approached for the role?
Well, I took Elizabeth to where I wanted her to go, and it was my sort of idea about how she would dress and the way she would, you know, come across, and I wanted it to be as grounded in reality as possible while still, you know, appealing to the public, you know, and I think that
teenage boys.
Teenage boys, thank you. I didn't want to say.
That's who you are. You're absolutely right.
The teenage boy in all of us, but I wanted to appeal to people, but at the same time, I wanted it to be realistic. So I appreciated so much. First of all, NBC and the production company, Sony, taking a chance on a new talent. It's a huge gamble on a big show like this, and they took the gamble, and I think that for all of us, it paid off because they have in me an actor who's like 100% dedicated to this character, because I know and appreciate what a great opportunity it is to play a woman like this. And also, they have a fresh take of someone who's just really not jaded by the expectations of what a woman on television is supposed to be, and I felt a freedom to create that on my own.
I love that on television. I mean, it's still not represented as much in films, I think, but women, strong leading roles on television is really, it's awesome.
Yeah.
A quick question from someone watching on YouTube, Charles.
Thanks, Ayub.
Charles asks, how intense is James Spader on the set? Does he stay in character? Yeah, that's a good question.
James is always of service to the character. That doesn't mean that he runs around, you know, cackling madly like Red Reddington, but it means that he's developing like a very wonderful, loving dynamic with me, and he's maintaining an enigmatic quality with some of the rest of the cast, sort of like keeping his distance and space in order to create the feeling that Red would have with all the other characters. So in that sense, yes, he stays in character because he's always working on the show when he's at work. He's a professional. So yeah.
He's had kind of a reputation, I think, more of a not method, but like he does stay in character a bit
well,
more.
He's a very obsessed actor. He's extremely engaged with the project and with the character, and he's been integral to our success because of the talent and expertise that he brings into the television show.
Andrew says, are you his daughter? Is that the secret? Like, she's really good.
Are we going to know this season?
I think I would be spoiling the show if I
don't spoil it.
So in other words,
I
yes.
want to do that to you guys.
Okay, who else had a question? Nate,
I have a question.
Okay, Nick, you next. Nate, you, then Nick.
Yeah, so I've had the Blacklist on my to-do list, and I haven't watched it yet because I'm collecting the whole season. I know. So I'm not averted to spoilers. Anyways, so I have the whole thing DVR'd and ready, and I keep seeing these previews or commercials that's saying you must watch this Blacklist episode, you may not miss it. So that's intriguing enough, but what's the #1 reason you could give me to bump this up to the very next show I begin watching?
You want her to sell you? Goodness gracious. Look at her. You have to watch.
I'm on the show.
I'm already in. I just wanted.
Dude, you just don't know what you're missing. The suspense,
Yeah.
the action.
I know you have a question. I have to run on the set really quickly, you guys. So
Oh, I've got a question after Nick.
It's okay. We won't harm
Nick,
her.
you ask, and then Megan will answer. Okay, so I'll be right
All
back.
right,
also,
Megan.
I
I'm going
wanna
to try
say-
my best not to call you Lizzie, but
Hold on 1 second. By the way, Kim, I heard you try to sell Nate on our show, and I appreciate that. Okay, Nick, what were you saying? What were you saying?
I'm going to try my best not to call you Lizzie, but I guess I'll ask you the same question I asked Ryan Eggold when he was talking to us.
Yeah.
But out of all the episodes that have aired so far, which of the criminals has disturbed you the most?
The stew maker.
Stew Maker has disturbed you.
Oh gosh.
That was
What
our
about him?
creepy criminal.
Mm.
Well, he tortured Liz, and I was in
Almost done you in.
a cabin
Mm.
that was a really creepy set with him, and I also spent some time in the actual woods in upstate New York with Tom Noonan, kind of dragging me through the woods, you know, with a very big, ferocious dog. I don't know if you remember the stew maker's dog.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mastiff, like made for attacking people.
Ugh.
That was pretty scary.
Oh, my skin crawls just thinking about it.
Oh,
Megan,
Josh,
can I ask you a
hi,
question?
Hi, Megan. I'm just joining here to say this never happens to me. I don't get obsessed with TV shows.
Hey, Josh.
How you doing, guys? Anyway,
Are you obsessed about
What a
Black?
great show, eh?
Thanks, Josh. Nice to meet you.
Megan, can I ask the next question?
Did you hear that, Nate?
Yeah. Nate?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. What'd you say? I was on mute. Sorry.
The one Nate who needs to get sold on the show still. Did you hear what he just said?
What Josh said.
No, I missed it. I heard the stew maker was the last thing I heard.
Oh, well, then you needed to keep listening, because if you don't keep listening,
This is
you're
much
not going
worse.
to know why you have to watch this. Okay, Nick, sorry. Let's keep going.
All right.
Okay.
I think Kempton was next.
Yeah, I have the next question, Megan. So Megan, I really, the episode that cringed me the most, or the criminal I think that cringed me the most, I think is your husband. So how do you prepare for the episode that you knew that he is the bad guy, and then you still have to kind of in love with him and actually have sex with him, right? I think that was the episode. How did you prepare for that episode?
Well,
Did you already answer that question?
Kind of.
Kinda.
But it's kind of different. I didn't throw in the sex thing like Kempton, you know. You know Kempton always goes down that road.
No.
I'm sorry.
you know, that episode was actually an exciting relief, because we all knew where this was headed, and I'm a little bit impatient. You know, and I'm like, I know where the story's going. Let's go there. But, you know, episode after episode, we were, you know, the thing is the fans don't feel that way because they only live with each episode for an hour, but I live with an episode for 2 weeks at a time, you know, if not more. So for me, I feel like the story, I feel like I want it to progress to that next level, and when it does, it's like, yes, we're finally getting to play this out. And so it was actually fun, whereas you would think that it would be kind of more of a challenge because you're dealing with so much complexity in the relationship. But I think that it's always a better approach on a show like this to enjoy yourself.
You know, in that scene, I almost thought the writer would actually write you so that you actually found an excuse to not do it with him and just brush it off. Like, I don't know.
I don't think that would have been as effective a tactic for Liz, and I think ultimately it was about achieving the agenda of Red and Liz to find the truth and to find answers. And her main goal in life now is to uncover the truth about her circumstances and where she comes from and why Reddington is interested in her, you know?
Yeah.
And so she's going to do whatever it takes to
It's
do
a lot
that.
more CIA than FBI. I don't know what you understand what I mean, but see, FBI is the goody, the CIA. They'll do anything
Wow.
to get to.
That's an interesting point because I mean, all the characters in our tactical unit for the Blacklist are gonna show sides of themselves that aren't what they seem. That's kind of a theme of the series, is that it's sort of not what it seems. I don't know how to work this thing, but I think Ayub has his hand raised.
Yes, yes. I just you're a self-confessed storyteller. I mean, you've written a short yourself already, and I feel from your quotes that you're gonna do some more writing as well. How has your storytelling changed? How has your observations on how to tell a story changed after reading these scripts and getting through this first season?
Immensely. My instinct for story has grown so much because I'm dealing with it on a level and like at a capacity that I've never dealt with it before. And you start to trust your instincts about things because your reaction is mirrored by the reaction of the audience, and that's why I like social media a lot, because I can see how the people who are enjoying the show are enjoying it, or what things upset them about relationships in the show, and what things they're compelled to see played out, and so forth. So for me, when I see that that's the same as my response, I recognize that there's this kind of universal this sort of universal feeling about story and instinct for story that I should trust is in me. So for me, that's been it's a good question, Ayud. Nice question. Nice question.
I have another, if I may.
One of these hangouts at the end of the season finale. Let's get you back on social media for that.
Oh, okay, thanks. I'll give that a shot.
Okay, you are so awesome. Is she like the best? She just did
Yes. Megan is
Okay, I'm gonna take off my camera app, and then we're gonna take a photo, and then I have to send her in the studio. Okay, ready?
Darn.
1, 2, 3, cheese. Did we do it?
I think so.
It did? Did it take one?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you did.
Oh, wait, I did it again.
Calendar. Make sure Megan sign the calendar.
Wait. Ah, there.
Okay, that worked for me. I look a little like.
Oh my gosh.
Calendar.
The camera's going crazy.
It's okay.
It always does.
Poured into here.
Did she sign your camera, Maria?
What day is it? The 12th?
Anywhere on the calendar. It's good. Today's the 7th.
Oh, good. I didn't miss Mother's Day. Okay.
No, you're okay.
Okay. I was like, oh, I missed Mother's
It's
Day.
not
She's
Sunday.
gonna kill me. I love my
Yours.
mom. Okay, bye.
Thanks for coming, Megan. Thank you.
So nice to meet you.
I didn't call her Lizzie. Hooray.
Oh man, she is awesome.
Yeah,
she is
she's great.
fantastic.
Yes.
Have a good
Do that
day.
again.
LA.
Yeah. Maria, we need her back.
Tony?
Yeah.
Oh, she forgot her coffee. Haley.
Sell it
Yeah,
on
I
eBay.
I wonder if they will reveal the father or not in this season.
I have a feeling that the whole father thing is a red herring. It's been telegraphed so much that
Telegraphed?
it's just not going to
What
be
is
that.
But
I
do we
think
really know
he
this
may be
season?
her uncle and not her father. I think he may be her uncle.
Telegraphed.
But someone
Telegraphed.
that he is protecting for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
not like the implicit like from the husband character that.
I'm thinking it's her uncle.
No, I think if she knew it, it would screw everything up, and so we probably won't know until the very last episode of the show.
Tony
Ever.
is so mad at me today.
No, they're gonna reveal it.
Yeah, they're gonna review it earlier, I think.
They have to, because in order for them to keep us, we have to know. We can't stay in suspense forever and a
Yeah,
day.
you see,
Yeah, that's not a big
we
enough
may-
suspense.
we
enough
might find out, but
suspense to know at the end.
her character may never know.
Hey,
Right.
did you
Make it
have a-
revealed to
did you have a
us,
good
but
time
not to her.
talking to her? Did you have a good time?
Yes.
Yeah.
very much so.
Yeah, she's very lovely.
I like her.
She
She's like,
she
goes,
she
go, go,
she
go.
controlled the
I'll
hangout
do
well.
Mhm.
Yes.
She controlled the
I know
hangout
we're
well.
ready
She
to
was
make
excellent.
that happen.
You guys, here's another one of my suggestions. Please, let everyone download our camera app before the guest sits down.
Do a ding ding ding.
Yeah. It's distracting for me and the guests, and I'm trying to introduce you guys, and then all of a sudden, the app thing comes popping up on my desktop, so I have to get rid of it, and then I have to get rid of it, and then it pops up, and then I have to get rid of it.
So we either do it before we have a guest or after, like when we're doing actually the snapping.
So whenever it goes crazy like that, is that because you push the button once or twice to take a picture, and then does it just freak out because other people also take pictures, or for some other reason?
When it takes picture, it do the noisy, crazy sound, but when you use the app, when you load it, it also make a ding, and that is annoying.
Oh no, I mean the flash, like the.
Oh, that's super annoying.
I think there might be some conflicting signals. Yes. So let me take the photo first, maybe. I don't know. That's actually not my that I don't care so much about. That's fine. You can do whatever. But loading the camera app, please load it before the guest sits down, or if you haven't done it and I'm in the process of introducing everyone, the guest has sat down, please don't do it till after my request.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
There will be fines.
Maria,
there will be a fine. Yes.
I'm getting ready to say bye because I'm going to be in a HuffPost Live segment with Wendy Williams. Do you want me to tell her hi for you? Do you know her?
Can you tell Wendy Williams I said, how you doing?
Do you know her seriously?
Well, she's come to she's hung out with us before.
I'll tell her that Maria and Tony
a couple times.
Said hey.
Yeah, tell her Maria and Tony from Good Day LA, the Fox station in Los Angeles, and she'll know, she'll remember we hung out with her and we talked about her book. Yeah, she should remember the hangout. So anyway, okay, bye Kim. Have a good time.
Bye guys.
Have fun.
Bye.
Bye.
See you, Kim.
So I want to thank all of our YouTubers who were watching the discussion earlier, as well as with Megan. I think your questions were great. I know I didn't get to all your questions, like Proverb 1:7, who asks, do you think that shows like these desynthesize what we have become as a nation?
Like the blood and the killing.
What was
Blacklist.
the verb there?
Yeah. Well, not only violence.
Sensitized, possibly?
Don't you think that this shows how desynthesized we have become as a nation? Gotcha. This shows how desynthesized we have become as a nation. Oh, I got it. Not the show. Okay, this must be in reference to what we were discussing with Emily.
With the abortion or with the show?
The YouTube video, the abortion.
YouTube video.
Yeah. Okay, I got confused. Sorry. Thank you for clarifying. So, Proverb 1 was weighing in on our previous discussion on Emily's YouTube video on her abortion. Okay. Are we done with that discussion?
Well, if I may add one thing with the abortion discussion, I don't know Americans well or the nation well, but if it comes to, I think, some sort of improvement on the current situation of like there's no good informed discussion going on, it's good. But if it is just like, see, let me tell you my nightmare is. The nightmare would be she became the poster girl, and then all the ladies who want to have an abortion got lumped into that kind of cavalier thinking, and that would be bad, right? The fame on her, like, that is a nasty way to get fame. The shock, using shock like this, it's kind of getting teaching people, hey, I mean, want to get yourself noticed? Well, abortion. Well, what about something after abortion? They will go crazier and crazier, and that to me is no good. But yeah, I mean, it's at the end, like, if I can see 5 years down the road, 1 year down the road, does it make the discussion more informed? And I don't know.
I think the last thing I would say about it is, you know, it was pointed out that this is to show girls how painless and easy and whatever it is. I would say keep in mind, you know, we need a totality of information. So if that's one example of a good one, great. Kermit Gosnell or whatever is a great example of horrible. And so we need to keep in mind this is only one video and one subjective experience. We really need to educate people that not everything is peachy, nor is everything horrible and awful, but people need to be aware of this. Not just one abortion went well, so they're all perfectly fine and safe and great.
You know, it's like any other surgical procedure, providing the anesthesia is done correctly. Most people shouldn't. I mean, you know, you can get a full open knee replacement whilst you're wide awake with an epidural. So there are many surgical procedures that happen every day where people don't feel pain. So you know, it's like if you just have one example of good, one example of bad, and no idea as to what percentage has a bad experience, then then it's the just seeing both makes no sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the bottom line is, you know, you have to make an informed decision, whatever surgery you are going to have, and you need to make an educated and informed decision. That's the bottom line. And so, for everyone out there,
but for as far as everything else goes, I mean, if we were talking about any other surgery, I guess the topic wouldn't even get heated.
Yeah. It's not just it's not like any other surgery, right? And especially in America.
Medically speaking,
yes, exactly.
Medically speaking, it is just like any other surgery.
Yeah.
But not in America, right? That's why we are talking about it.
It's not just
depending on where you stand, religiously, ideologically, then you're going to have a very strong opinion about whether this surgery is just like any other surgery.
I mean, Kempton, it's not just America. I mean, Ireland, as an example, has some very restrictive, and South America, and there are many countries that have very restrictive policies as far as that particular surgery goes. But yeah, if we're talking about it just as a surgery, then as a surgery, it's a fairly simple procedure and should be painless for most people.
Yeah, I just my opinions on the posting of it on YouTube just differed a little bit with Tony, in that it wasn't as big a deal for me, considering that everything is on YouTube, and if this is a tool that can help educate and inspire more informed and educated decisions, then it's fine with me. That's all.
But at the end of the video, is it a I'm sorry I had to do this, or a look how easy it was? Or, I mean, is she playing it off like it's no big deal, or I haven't seen the video, so you'll kind of have to tell me.
Well, here's the thing, like you have to read her essay that I put the link on Cosmopolitan, and also watch the video, and in conjunction together, you will then have it in full context. If you get little bits and pieces, then it will be out of context. So that's all I can say about that. You know,
it's not anything I'm too particularly interested in seeing, actually.
Well, but you want to weigh in and have an opinion and a judgment about it.
Right.
Let's put it this way: in a few weeks from now, the only people who will be going to look at it are going to be people who are already considering or are feeling, despite their previous views or current views, that
not necessarily
it's realistic to get an abortion.
Not necessarily. Maybe it's someone who has a friend, a girlfriend, a wife, you know, someone who they care about. They want to have an understanding about it. You know, they just want to be educated about it. It isn't necessarily someone who's going through it. I just feel like we're overjudging her for the wrong reason.
So more matters for those concerned about the Maria and Tony. Are you guys gonna kiss and make up by lunchtime? Or?
Tony already said he's not bringing me sweet potato pie tomorrow.
No! Tony, you gotta get back here, dude. Tony, no, come on.
Well, I was on Team Tony, so Tony needs to ship me the pie from you to me.
Tony, you can't do that to Maria. Come on.
Really? That I am that type of vengeful, vindictive.
You hold grudges. He does hold grudges.
Petty person.
I think we need pictures of the sweet potato pie and you handing it to Maria tomorrow in the hangout live.
I am not nearly as petty as Maria is.
No pie for you.
That means you're not petty at all.
Exactly.
Because I'm not melodramatic at all.
Oh, Maria, no, they're definitely not melodramatic at all.
Eloy, by the way, welcome back. We have not seen Eloy in forever.
And it was like a vacation.
There he is. He's right there. I thought you were never coming back. You were gone.
Yeah,
for-
Hector, when was the last time we saw Eloy?
Some thought, others were hoping.
Well, to be fair, I think I haven't seen Eloy since Maria came back.
I think we saw
saw him
Eloy
yesterday. Come on,
we saw
you're
him on
not on top of
Monday.
your game.
He came back.
We saw him on Monday.
Eloy, welcome back, and for that I give you an applause. Welcome back, Eloy.
My neck removed.
Hey, welcome back. This is your first day back, right?
No, he's been
Yeah,
back.
back on Monday. On Monday.
Good of you to notice,
Nice
Maria.
of you to come say hello to me, Eloy.
A little bit busy, Maria.
Uh-huh.
Welcome back, Eloy.
You know, listen, Ayub, you know, I always get particularly, I don't know what it is about Ayub. I get particularly hurt when he takes me to task.
He does.
Me? I wouldn't take you to
There's
task.
something about you.
There's something about our relationship, Ayub, that just really, it stings.
If Ayub scolds Tony,
He
holds it in for about a week or two. You know, he does not let it go. So,
Enjoy them rollerblading, Maria.
yes, they're rollerblading outside. Yes.
But yeah, I knew Tony would bring sweet potato pie. I had to get a reason to bring you back into camera, Tony.
Homemade? Do you homemade the pie?
No, he gets it from a woman. Oh, by the way, hang on for 1 second. I need to just say goodbye to all the YouTubers. Bye, YouTubers. I know there are no other guests
Bye,
today.
YouTubers.
Come join us tomorrow. It's Thursday, and I forgot who's coming to join us, but just look out for my stream. I usually post who comes or on Fox 11. And if you haven't yet, please like us, subscribe to our channel, share the link, and we will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.